can say whatever we want because nobody's gonna know our faces.
What are our fake names in this podcast?
Um,
Our Discord usernames.
fake names? No, because people can find us. Didn't you have to put your name into Discord?
Maybe.
So
I
couldn't they just
don't know
find-
how Discord works. I've never used it before. Is my actual full name on here?
No, we need cool like hacker names.
Smooches and Hellfire.
Smooches and Hellfire, yeah, that's true. We do already have a band name, so.
I guess we could argue whether or not that is a cool band name, but
See, no, I think because that's our band name, but that's not.
that's our stage name, but not our. This is our real. Life.
Yes. But we need a name so when people learn our stage name and then try to learn our real name, they learn that name instead. It's like our credits name.
Gotcha. Should it just be like one word, like?
Sure.
I don't know how to come. How do you come up with it?
I don't know. I'm going with Porcus McCringleberry.
If we're doing that then. Why don't you text one of your friends the first word that they think of when they think of you and me, and that'll just be our name.
Okay. I'll text Tom.
So you. Okay.
Wow, this is
This
engaging
is-
audio.
I believe he is texting Tom. I keep wanting to say your name, but we're just not gonna address each other by our names?
I don't care. I was going to... But for now, the intro is hello and welcome to Unqualified, another podcast hosted by two white guys where we talk about things we have no right talking about and argue about them. I'm one of your hosts, Anty.
And I'm the other.
This is where you introduce yourself.
The other one, Mick Anty.
Yeah,
Mick Anty.
the other one, cool.
Mick Anty.
Mick Anty, cool. Mick Anty. That's the Anty you get at
Exactly.
McDonald's.
Yep, I'm basically the McDonald's version of whatever you are.
Yes.
I don't know what. Yeah,
Whatever
you
I
are.
am.
I don't know if being the McDonald's version of something makes it better or worse, but you can take that how as it is.
You know, I'm sure it's fine.
Yep, as most.
I'm
McDonald's
sure it's
versions are.
fine. Yes. And they're not garbage, and don't make me want to vom.
Cool it with the McDonald's hate.
Anyways, we should do what we set out to do and actually argue
Okay.
about something.
I got a good. Oh,
Do you...
I was just gonna.
Yes.
Speaking of fast food, I was gonna say Burger King. I think could be a top. Not for today, but for the future. I think Burger King is really underrated. I think people just like to hate on Burger King. Unfairly.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad we're both in agreement, and we don't have to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, and definitely don't need to discuss that. Cool. That was our first hot take. Podcast
right.
done. Congratulations.
Hard day's work.
Why am I peeking so much?
Should I be checking if I'm peaking? I
Absolutely.
haven't even looked at it since I closed it.
You what?
Um.
I'm sure with
yeah,
AirPods
it
you're
looks
fine.
like-
I also keep moving around in my chair and it's super squeaky. And I keep hitting my mic. It's so small in here. You don't understand.
Okay. I look like I'm fine.
Cool. Sick. As always, I'm the problem.
All right. So, why don't you start?
So, okay. I feel like we should explain what we're actually doing here.
Yeah. So
Which is, we are...
Oh, okay.
You explain.
Okay.
I've been talking.
So here's what we're doing: is one of us is gonna supply a hot take, and they're gonna have no time limit. They're just gonna go on about one side. The other one is going to quietly sit and wait their turn, and then after that person's done,
For sure.
they get to give the other side of the hot take. and then there's a rebuttal segment,
Uh-huh.
and then just open, maybe, I
Yes.
don't know. And then there's just an open general discussion. That's the rules as to how I understand them.
Yes. I feel like we should eventually come up with like a point system to this or something that we can actually come out with a
That's
winner.
true.
Because I need some point in my life where I
Gotcha.
win. And I feel like
You
I
think
could do that
over
here.
me is probably your best chance of winning in life. Okay.
Yes,
Great. Glad to hear it.
absolutely. When it comes to arguing hot takes,
Well,
yes.
if our last conversation was any indicator, that is probably true. But our last test run of this, where we tested our hot takes.
Oh, the one where I was accidentally extremely
Well,
racist?
yes, I did forget about that. You did do that. If that's what you consider,
wasn't on
if that's what you
purpose, it
consider
just
winning in
happened.
life, good for you. Go ahead.
Okay, maybe, listen, it was the practice
Okay.
run. We don't need to talk about that. We need to talk about hot
Right.
takes. Do you want me to go first or you to go first?
I guess I will go first. So
Sure.
I remember we were talking before about like who got which side. Did you say the other person who is not supplying it
Yeah.
chooses what side they want to argue?
Sure.
Okay. So
Yeah, we can go with that.
So I guess the hot take I'm bringing is that certain dog breeds should not continue to be bred. We should just let them cease to exist. And so you tell me which side you want to argue, and I will be arguing the other one.
I'm going to argue that this is rough because
Dog pun? A dog pun?
puppies.
This is rough.
So that's the end of our podcast.
Anyways, go ahead.
No. I am going to be on the side of agree. I'm going to agree with that. There are certain dog breeds that we should allow to die
Okay.
out.
So then that means that I am... Alright, so I am arguing that all dogs should live. Okay.
Yes.
So there's no timer. I'm just going to go ahead and start going right now, and I'll tell you when I'm done. Sound good? Are you looking
Yes.
up stuff right now?
I wasn't
Okay.
listening to a thing
Are
you just said. I'm
Googling-
sorry.
Are you Googling
I was
your
looking
argument?
up things about dog breeds.
Okay.
I was.
Anyway,
I
I can
shouldn't.
see
I'm
the
not gonna do
computer
that.
light like
I'm gonna wait till
flashing
we
on
get-
your screen as you quickly click in and out of tabs.
Dang it.
Like, it's flashing on your face.
No, wait.
Anyway.
Can you hear the keyboard going?
You're like, oh yeah, sure, McKay, sure.
I'm
You
in.
Click on the keyboard. No, I can't hear that, but okay.
As I'm hacking into your mainframe.
I don't know what that would do, but because I'm not planning to. All right.
I don't
Anyways,
either.
I'm starting. So.
Yes.
All dogs. The basis of my argument is going to be all dogs are beautiful and are created equal. All dogs were created with a specific purpose in mind, either for hunting, for maybe some dogs are for companionship, maybe some dogs were bred for their size or fighting or their look. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I haven't done any research on it, but every dog was bred with some intention, some purpose. All dogs were created beautifully. I think we should respect and just have a general body positivity attitude towards all living creatures, dogs included. All dogs are beautiful. And I think if you have a preference towards a certain kind of dog, that should be your right to have that dog. I didn't really argue anything. I just said statements, but I'll do the rebuttal. I'll do a rebuttal, I guess, after you go. So I'll end there.
Yeah, well, I have done research, okay? Hello. Anthony, PhD. I have a doctorate in dog.
In dog.
And in dog. Here's the thing. There are so many dog breeds that we know have health issues just by existing, and from their breeding, we should, like pugs, they should be allowed to die. They're barely a dog. They're like, They're like if you took a pancake, put it in a dog shape, and said, "There you go." The short ones, the ones with too many spines or whatever, they can't exist. They hurt. But
They can't
yes.
exist. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
No, the ones with too many spines.
I'm
Are you not
listening.
even
I'm
listening
listening.
to me? I am a doctor in
Right,
dog. Number 2 point. Am I allowed to have
Sure.
multiple points? Sure. Number 2 point. I forgot what I was going to say. No, I remembered. Number 2 point. It's that dog breeding. So it's bad. Dog breeding is bad. We breed
Puppy
fights
mills.
and poodles. I rest my case.
So here's my rebuttal
Mhm.
is well, first off, who are we to say, that a dog can't be happy and healthy?
I'm a doctor.
Okay, that wasn't my
That's
my
who
question,
I am to say.
none of us have
Your question,
none of us have
wasn't it?
lived in the body or as a dog.
You asked who are
None of
we
us
to
have lived in the
say?
bodies of a dog, so none of us can say for sure that the experience of one dog
I
is
have.
more unpleasant or less worthy of life than another dog. Maybe pugs don't know that they're not supposed to be that they can't breathe. Pugs don't know that. Maybe they think that all dogs live like this, so it's not any loss of quality of life for them. They're
also dumb and they stink.
what is the what is the basis for these claims?
Have you ever been in a room with a pug? It smells like poop.
I feel like that was a very specific single situation that you are referring to right now.
No, they fart all the time. They fart
Are you
constantly.
talking about one single pug that you knew? Because I've never heard this as a
No,
general
pugs-
stereotype of pugs.
Pugs as a people.
Okay.
This is okay. Well, you're wrong.
Gotcha. Well,
They got so much gas.
I don't. Okay. Well, I don't.
It's like they eat Taco Bell.
I don't feel like
constantly.
pugs. Nothing about them would, about their breed specifically would contribute to them having more gas than any other dog.
No, I think that's very fair. That's genetics.
How
Again, I am a doctor, and you are doubting my word on this.
how does one dog have more gas than another dog? All their bodies are pretty much the same. It's just
Have you ever met a
different
gassy
sizes.
human?
Yeah, but it's not one breed of human has more gas than the other breeds.
There, but
Maybe like one
no,
family.
but it is genetic. How much gas?
Maybe a family does.
I dropped my mic.
Maybe like a family of a certain, but not like a whole
Yeah.
ethnicity or race of people tends to fart more than the others. Everyone has the same.
Are we being accidentally
No.
racist again?
Well, I wasn't implying. I'm saying that that's not true unless you're being racist by saying that one race does have more gas than the other races.
No.
My statement is that they
No.
don't, and neither do pugs or dogs.
No, you know what? No, I'm gonna stand by this.
So pugs should die because
The British have
Okay.
so much gas. The British are the pugs of
I've
dogs.
never spent an extended amount of time in a room with a pug or a British person, so I guess I can't say one way or the other.
I've done both. I'm a
You
doctor.
both at the same time?
Yes. It was actually
And
a
how do
British
you
pug.
know that it was the pug and not just the British side of him?
That's a
It
good
was probably
point.
just the British coming out of him, and I think that you're unfairly
Yeah,
putting a label.
You're
on
probably
all
right,
of
but
it.
I am a doctor in dog.
I do keep
So
forgetting
I
that.
do
so.
think my PhD trumps you at this moment. For this particular argument about pugs being stinky.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Do you have
I-
more to say on this topic?
I think I'll leave the stinky pug topic at where it is. I think I will.
Okay, cool.
I'll go on to say that to continue what I was saying earlier, that dogs
Before some jackass interrupted
dogs
you.
don't Okay, never mind. You cut this part out. I'm not saying anything more. We're just gonna leave it as it was. I don't have anything to add.
No. Absolutely, I am. I'm lazy.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
I'm not cutting anything out unless it's for our mothers.
I hope my mother doesn't listen to this podcast.
I hope your mother does listen to this.
Anyways.
She would be so disappointed in you.
Yeah, she would not, I don't think she would get very far into it. I don't think she would last past our cold open.
That's fine.
I can tell you right now, I'm never going to listen to this podcast again. But
you're not going to listen back to it
maybe
when it comes out?
In like 100 years when I'm reminiscing about my youth, I'll listen to it. But not in the near future.
Yeah, cool. That's fair. I mean, you are living it.
I'm living it, so why do I need to spend my time living it again a second time?
Yeah.
So now we just go into our general discussion about dogs.
Well, hey, I never got a chance to rebuttal. Do I get a chance to rebuttal?
If you want. I don't know that I gave you anything to really rebut, but I said dogs, who are we to say that dogs have a certain quality, like a lesser quality of life, because none of us have experienced a dog's experience. So who are we to say that they don't deserve to live because pugs wheeze a little bit? Like we saw...
It's annoying. They wheeze when I'm trying to watch cartoons, okay? I'm trying to watch my Power Rangers, Dino Thunder, and I have this pug over here going... I don't need that. And then the...
Okay. Anyways.
Are you saying you want to hear all the time?
But I don't think...
That's what you get in a world where pugs are allowed to live.
Okay. Gotcha. What do you think is how would you solve the pug epidemic?
The pug-epidemic?
Do you think it should be illegal that people breed them? Like,
I think it should be illegal for pugs to exist.
Well, who is being charged in this? What is the consequence? How are you going to enforce this? What is the consequence if you find someone?
Well, there's going to be one man. Hold on. There's going to be one man. Okay, and his job is going to be to wipe out all of the pugs.
What about all the half pugs?
The bugs?
No, not insects.
So, here's my proposition. We hire, like I said, one man to go out and just wipe out all the pugs, no matter where they are, no matter the consequences.
Wholeheartedly against this.
And wholeheartedly against pugs. If you have a pug, he's against you. He has a license to kill, obviously. And I think his title should be... the Pugisher.
Okay. So suddenly my dog pun was lame, but yours is cool and funny.
My puns are always cooler and funnier, okay? I am a comedic god.
Gotcha.
You better... And a doctor.
And a doctor, right. I almost forgot about that part.
And a doctor.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't let you. I know. People do.
Yeah. Okay, I have no rebuttal against that. I'm just going to kind of leave that as it is.
Against the Pugisher?
I'll leave it be just because of the name. If you hadn't come up with a name,
Yay, I win.
would have probably said something more stupid, but
I need you to understand, I thought of the Pugisher like 15 minutes ago and was trying to figure out how to work it into this argument.
Yeah. You're lucky I didn't shift the conversation to like dachshunds or something.
I know, it could have been bad. I was worried.
All right. So do we go into a general conversation, or have we already accomplished that?
Yeah,
Like
I
a
was
serious
about to
one?
ask what is your legitimate thoughts about
I think that I am already kind of against dog breeding in general. Not like, not
this?
like wholeheartedly. Like I think we should, like it should be a crime. But I do think that
Right.
there are enough dogs on this earth that people purposely breeding out like new ones uh, should be, significantly decreased. It's like
Yeah.
there are so many other dogs that are homeless and neglected that should have the attention before we put out new
Yep.
ones that I guess statistically they're significantly unhealthier and more likely to, because they're all, I don't know, I guess there's rules against inbreeding with the dogs, but generally, mixed
I mean,
dogs are
supposedly
a lot more healthy. I don't know. I haven't done research, but
they are
yeah.
healthier in general.
So I don't know.
No, I'm with you on that. I do think okay, having a puggisher might be a bit intense. I don't
Oh,
actually
okay.
believe that.
Okay.
That may shock you. I am actually a doctor though. I am a
Okay.
doctor in dog.
I almost. You have a doctorate.
You could call me a doctor.
Do you have a doctor? I said the doctorate one first. I don't know if there's a delay, but I said, do you have a doctorate? You'll hear that it came first when you go back and edit this and sync it together.
Wait, hold on. Will I? Maybe I'll edit it so mine came first.
And you'll edit out this conversation at the end.
Yes. Well, no, I'll keep this conversation in, but
the conversation
I'll cut
where it's
it up.
revealed that I said it first.
Yeah, no, I'll cut it up so it actually sounds reversed. So actually what's going to happen is you stole, wait, what? I said doctor before you said doctorate, which is just a play on doctor.
Okay, whatever. Doctorate sounds better, in my opinion. But,
Doctorate
That's a-
does sound
that's a good
better,
word.
I will admit that.
do you think that it...
Again, you got to remember, I'm not actually going to edit any.
So when you... Okay. Anyways.
It's going in just
Great.
like this. It's going in raw.
It's okay.
Juicy.
Going in raw and juicy.
Yep.
I keep wanting to say stuff, but it's like now that you've said that you're not going to edit it, I'm not even going to risk saying some stuff. But anyways,
Well, you should. Just let the ADHD take over.
maybe in the second episode.
Okay, cool.
Back to, so do you think there should be any, I've said my opinion, do you agree with that? Do you think there should be any breeding whatsoever? Do you think just harmful breeds, like, the dogs, like dachshunds or pugs or dogs that tend to have specific issues should be stopped?
Yeah, I want to say yes. If I would have to take a stance on it, I would say that breeding itself, like breeding to make designer dogs, should be illegal.
Okay.
I don't know if I fully agree with that, but that's what I would say at the moment.
So fully
Just because
illegal. Like, do you think it should not just be
Yes.
frowned upon and like fined, but like people should go to jail over it?
No, because if it's just frowned upon, it's
Well,
just
it
going to
is,
stay
I
a
guess
thing that is
it
going
is
to keep
currently-
happening because
it is
people pay
currently
money
frowned
for
upon,
it.
so that's true. Yeah, whatever. That's
Yeah.
true. What about? I guess you can't regulate every single one, but there are legitimate dog breeders that like, and we wouldn't have like, there's like a whole industry of, the dog show and people that have based their lives around that, but. And it's not necessarily bad. I don't think they're all bad, but yeah, I don't know. I think if the dog is shown to have certain weaknesses because of how it's being bred, yeah, I think there should be some laws against that. So
Right. I mean, and it comes from, like, there's a lot of dog breeding that didn't come from the best places, like breeding dogs just for fighting.
yes, yep.
I mean, because I'm pretty sure, I know Boston Terriers were bred for fighting, which is surprising.
Yeah, I would have bred maybe a bigger dog.
I think a lot of, like, the short-nosed dogs were bred for fighting. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I do wonder.
But we'll say
how
sure.
they come up, like how that came to be, and then people kept, like, what was
Right.
desirable about that people kept doing it.
Mm.
That'd be nice if we like did some research and had an answer and could be informative for whoever was listening. But
where's the fun in that?
Okay.
The point is we're
That's true.
unqualified.
So if we had anything of value to offer, then this would no longer be living up to its title. So, yeah.
Yes, correct. And we can't lie to the audience. I'm a doctor. I have a reputation to uphold.
You are a doctor, yes. Okay. A doctor.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Anyways, we should move on from doctor before we start on that again.
I wasn't planning to start on that again, but yeah, let's move forward. So what is yours?
My hot take for today is that stage play musicals should not be a thing.
Okay, that is really
Like Broadway
that is
musicals
really
shouldn't
hot.
exist. It's okay. I don't think it's actually that hot. It's just that we're friends with a bunch of theater nerds.
Okay, but to say that it shouldn't exist, like I wouldn't consider myself a theater nerd, but to say that this entire art form is like illegitimate and should be taken out of commission is hot. I think the hot part of that take.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the point. Which side you taking?
I want to hear your side on why it should be gone. So I'll let you have that.
Okay. Does that mean I go first?
Yes.
Okay. So it's like going to watch a play, but much worse. Now, like Broadway and West End, I can somewhat get behind, but even then, you're sitting through a 3-hour show just to listen to people sing about their problems, and it's so boring. Like, you just sit and people go, ah, ah, ah. That's exactly, and like if it's a high school musical, oh my god, it's worse, because then it's just bad. Like, at least the music is somewhat good, but there's always some sort of terrible story wrapped around trying to make these songs work for what they are, and it never turns out well. It's always like campy and stupid, and the acting ends up either you suffer on the acting or the singing. Like, it's so hard to get somebody who can do both well. And why am I paying, like, it's expensive. Why is it like $200 to go to a musical? I just want to see Cats, man. I want to look at Rum Tum Tugger. I want to see Mungo Jerry, Rumpelteazer.
I think that was
Okay.
the first mistake.
I don't want to pay. Listen, Cats is a wonderful musical, and I will kill you if you say otherwise.
The
movie sucked.
Musicals should be banned, but Cats is the best of them.
Yes. This is my point, though, because I grew up on Cats, and I absolutely adore the soundtrack to Cats.
Okay.
I would rather pry my eyeballs out than actually go see a production of Cats.
So it's just the music.
Like, yes. And most of the time with musicals, it's only the music that's good. The Beetlejuice musical, I've heard it sucks, but the album's freaking great. It's fantastic. I cede my case. I stand. That's where I stand.
So is what I'm about to say, it shouldn't be based. I'm just gonna rebut. Because I'm just gonna rebut.
Okay.
I was like, should my argument be completely standalone, or should it be affected by what you just said? But I'm just gonna go ahead and go straight into the rebutting of yours. I would not consider myself at all a theater nerd, but I think that it is a legitimate. I've never even seen a musical or Broadway musical. I think saying that the high school version, saying that you've seen some high school musicals and therefore we should get rid of them. I think that's probably like the worst. That's like seeing like trashy horror, like bargain bin horror movies, and being like, movies shouldn't exist because there's like some very bad sub genres of it. I think obviously the only reason that these things exist is for the music, like a musical exists for the music, and you're saying that there shouldn't be any story, that it should just be the music. without a story? How
No,
would the music?
No, you get the story through the music. You can understand. Okay, I have never seen Dear Evan
It's
Hansen.
bad.
I know the entire plot of Dear Evan Hansen
movie
because of the
was pretty
soundtrack.
bad. That's my only experience as we saw the movie. It was pretty.
I've heard.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah. And also modern musicals, I've heard they're just terrible. Like Dear Evan Hansen, Be More Chill. I've heard these are garbage. I love both of those soundtracks though, so
I don't think.
Same with Beetlejuice. The Mean Girls music. I'm sorry, I'm taking your time.
I think we would be depriving ourselves of all this great music if the musicals didn't exist, because nobody would make this music if it wasn't a part of the story. I think the music enhances or I don't know if it's the music that enhances the story or the story enhances the music. I think they work together because there's got to be the emotion in between the songs that bridges it, and just
yeah. But shouldn't the songs themselves be that bridge? Like I think part of the problem, like you're saying that because there is a story, the soundtrack should exist, or the musical should exist. But you can.
okay.
I'm dying. But so like you can listen to a musical soundtrack and see the story throughout because all of the songs are connected. There are albums you can listen to that do the exact same thing. Like there's a lot of 60s and 70s albums that were concept albums that told a story throughout them.
Okay.
And I think we don't do like part of the problem is that music we make singles and not albums. And it's really annoying cuz I love a good like full album that just meshes together and
Yes.
Anyways.
No, I do agree with that, but I don't think that any of your arguments that the story is. I mean, I don't choose to see musicals. They're not my thing, and I haven't really seen any, so I can't like give real life experiences about how great they are, because I don't think I've ever sat down in a musical besides like seeing my younger siblings at school or something. But I don't know. I think that I'm
sorry. I know what school you went to.
I was also a part of those at times. So, but I think
I know.
Were you there for those? I don't think we were doing those when you were around. Yeah.
I don't think so.
You weren't, but yeah, we did those in elementary school.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. I think they go hand in hand. I think the music that you appreciate wouldn't exist without the story. Like, people wouldn't even think to make it if it wasn't part of a story. And it has its own kind of structure and sound that's completely different from any other kind of music. Like, it's very specific to the stage, and it's in that format to tell a story. Like, that whole genre wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for the story that it's in service of. And I don't think it would ever come to exist on its own. So I think you can't, it's like having your cake and eating it too. You can't just have the music by itself without the story.
But what is the point? Okay, I hate this saying, because what is the point of having cake if you're not going to eat it? That's the whole point of cake. It's meant to be eaten.
That's another hot take for another time.
It is. I'm sorry.
I do agree with your statement there, though.
You're right. No tangents on this podcast. Only
That's right.
Facts.
Just the truth.
That's what we promise. Here at Unqualified LLC.
Okay, I'll take back my statement about the cake, because I agree that you should be able to eat your cake. But as for to that effect of what that statement generally is implied to mean, you can't have one without the other. And that's that.
Am I supposed to rebuttal you now? I don't really have a rebuttal. So what are your legit thoughts?
I mean, that is pretty much my legit thought. I wouldn't.
That's fair.
Consider myself a musical or theater fan. Never seen Broadway. Don't really have a huge desire to, but I think it is a legitimate art form that has a lot of value that people, I don't know. I guess I haven't seen it, so I can't say. Maybe it is all garbage that is a waste of time and resources, but I think that at least the format of it has a lot of potential to have artistic value. So, what's your thought?
Yeah, I don't agree with almost anything
Okay,
I said.
gotcha. So where'd you just came up with it? You just pulled that out of thin air?
Yeah.
Just to, okay, gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. I thought this was...
Yes. I was trying to think of controversial takes, and yeah. No, I really do. I do... Okay. There's some musicals that I do think are garbage. Like, I do... The Beetlejuice musical sucks, but I do love the soundtrack. Same with Be More Chill.
I
have no desire to
know
see either
Be
of
More
those.
Chill.
Exactly. Yeah, don't worry about it. Listen, when I worked for FedEx, I would listen to musical soundtracks and podcasts and audiobooks for like 12 hours a day. I had nothing to do. I was driving a truck. That was the only thing I could do.
Was the movie Beetlejuice a musical? It wasn't, was it?
No, but there's a Broadway play of it. I think it got...
Yeah.
It stopped running, whatever the term for it is, recently.
Gotcha.
I might be wrong on that too.
But yeah, it is stupid when it's one of those cash grab things where they just take a popular movie and turn it into a musical. I could see those being garbage. Like,
right.
I haven't seen these, so maybe they're good. But like Shrek,
there are some musicals I don't like. Like I've never seen. Right. Oh, I've listened to that. It's terrible.
Shrek or Spider-Man? Yeah,
Spider-Man.
I would imagine so.
Spider-Man, it's Turn Off the Dark or something like that.
Turn Off the Dark.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
just
pretty
like
sure
the
that's what it is.
tie-in, like the tie-in
Google
movie
this
video
right
games
now.
that come out like after big releases that are all garbage. And that's like looking at those and being like,
yep, it's Spider-Man.
Turn Off the Dark. Interesting.
Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. It incorporates elements of the 2002 film Spider-Man, the 2004 film Spider-Man 2, and the Greek myth of Arachne.
Interesting.
What was this music? Why does this exist?
I'm kind of intrigued by it now.
It premiered in 2011. I don't understand. There is a lot of, like, really dumb musical, like the Mean Girls musical.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that's a
any
musical.
Of those legit
I'm pretty sure
that are like musicals with
yeah
that should be praised, but
I do think they're like I've seen Wicked like professionally done and it was very good, but that's about the only musical and one of the only plays I've actually enjoyed seeing.
Gotcha.
I hate high school drama so much.
I mean that's fair.
I hate it.
Don't think anybody likes it except the high schoolers.
I know you're going to support the kids and not for the good act, but it's just like I want to scream every time I go to a high school production
it's just
of anything.
To support their dreams. That's like going to a kid's like soccer game. You're not there.
They need to give up on their dreams. They're bad actors.
Well, I mean, majority of them probably do, but every now and then you'll have one in there. What do you think of what was the big one? Hamilton? What do you think of that one? That kind of like revitalized.
I haven't seen Hamilton. I've refused it. I don't like it. I do not like hip hop stuff, kind of stuff, so I'd never watched it. And also I hate American history. I think it's so boring.
It wasn't, it's definitely not my thing, but it is a very well done musical. But I did see like the recording of it, like Disney, that was on Disney Plus or whatever. But
also, I feel like I should say disclaimer: don't give up on your dreams. Don't. It was a bit, guys. I didn't mean it. Go be an actor.
Thanks for including that.
You're welcome.
I had something I was gonna say. Crap.
I don't. Yeah, that's how a podcast works.
Anyways.
Yeah, is there anything
what about,
else
okay, oh wait, I remember
you
what I was
want
gonna
to
say.
add?
It was, is your argument exclusive to musicals with, like, music? Or do you think the entirety of, like, plays, just, like, straight acting, like, on a stage, should be abolished?
If I'm taking the, like, hyper-confrontational character I'm playing, I would say all of it needs to burn.
Gotcha.
if I am speaking as myself,
Okay.
I would say I like all of it. I would prefer a musical to a play. The only play I've really liked going is I had a chance to see Much Ado Nothing at the Globe, which was really cool, and it was very good because they would get like the audience members to like you could basically heckle them. Like when the villain would come on, the whole audience would boo him, and when the hero would come on, we'd all cheer. It was so fun.
Yeah, I guess
they would like some actors were crowd surfing, which was really funny.
Wow,
it was fantastic.
It was that interactive.
There's reason behind it. Like it's not like it was really. It served the plot. Trust me.
Okay.
Also, so I put on this like supposedly live feed of an aquarium behind me, so I have something to look at when I'm staring off into space, and I just now realized it's been looping for like an hour.
Interesting. Where'd you find that?
This isn't a live feed at all.
Okay.
YouTube.
You haven't been looking at me, looking into my eyes this whole time?
No, I have, but my eyes, I can't just stare at. They go everywhere, and I look at the fish, and then I look at the light, then I look at my squishy
staring into your
thing.
eyes this whole time just to realize that.
I know that's not true.
That you
I've
have
seen you
been
look other ways.
looking at fish this whole time. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
right there. Hi, fish.
Okay. Well, maybe next time I will do the same. I will find some fish to look at. An actual live feed, because that is a good idea, but I hadn't thought of that.
It is legitimately, because if I know if I don't, I will like get so distracted, so I'd need something to focus my eyes on.
There was this app that I had that I just randomly found in like high school that claimed to be connected to just random like public cameras all over the world, and it was just a live feed, and you could just click into them at any time, and it would just be like the street.
What was that called? It was Live Leak. Was it?
That's like a website. It wasn't the name of the app, but I can't remember what the app was called. But
okay.
It wasn't anything like scandalous or anything. It wasn't like hacking into people's webcams. It was just like it was just like random public cameras, and it was just people walking on the road, and you could just click into any of them, and it was kind of cool, and it was kind of creepy at the same time. But
aren't there some like live streams on Twitch of like
street
corners?
It's probably just that. That's probably not that crazy of a thing. That's probably easy to find. So maybe I'll pull up one of those to just stare at next time. That actually sounds too distracting. I feel like fish is is distracting enough where I won't be like, what is this guy doing?
It's probably a good thing it's been looping and it hasn't been right. There's been some weird fishies. Hey, look, a turtle.
Okay. I gotta go eat dinner. So
yeah, sure. So, yes. Should we set up an email or something if we want people to send in hot takes because we're uncreative hacks?
Yes. I think I'll say you are welcome to do it. I don't know that I personally will be sending anything out to my friends about this. just because I am insecure.
That's fair.
But, yeah, you're welcome, I guess, if you are confident enough to let your friends know that this exists.
So, yes, I will have an email by next time we record and have more, like, music and Polish stuff.
Polish stuff.
So, yeah, Polish
okay, more music and Polish things. I can't wait.
Which, by the time people hear this, that'll be all there, and it'll sound hopefully good or terrible. But hey, it's the first episode. We're learning.
We're learning. It's all a learning experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
I don't have any catchphrases for an outro.
You could repeat once again that you are a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
Nice.